Expenditure and income bookings. Let's start by looking at expenditure bookings. So from the nominal ledger menu, select expenditure bookings. You would use this program to book through the details of any expenditure by cheque, cash or bank transfer, for example, that has been paid out. So let's suppose we've written a cheque out. So you'd put the cheque reference number at the top here. And this payment reference will be what's displayed in the bank reconciliation program. Give it a total. Make sure the effective date at the top here is correct. If it's not, you can overtype it or use your calendar box to change it. Give it a reference 1. So this is generally what the expenditure was for. And you can give it a further reference if required. The default fund here, so I'm going to leave this as general. So in the bottom part of the analysis lines, if I leave the fund code field blank, it's going to default this fund code at the top here. So now moving down to the lines, if we select our nominal account here, so we can right click and select it from the list, or you can type it in. Give it a value. When you're in the grid at the bottom, you can use your cursor keys to move over to the next column. I'm going to leave the fund code field blank here, so it defaults to general. Moving on down to the next line. So I'm going to use the same code. I'll type it in this time. Put in the value. And this time I'm going to select a different fund. And down to another line, we'll select a different code. And I'll leave the fund code field blank so it defaults to general again. So once you've entered everything in, just click on confirm. You'll see it fills in the missing entries here in the fund code. And make sure everything adds up and clicks on record. Okay, now if we come back out and have a look at income bookings. So you'll see the screen is very similar. So we'll give it a receipt reference at the top here. So for example, a bank paying in reference number. The money account at the top here is the bank account that the money is being paid into. Give it a total. And a reference, so generally where the income has come from. Again, make sure the effective date is correct here. Change the default fund code if need be. Moving on down to the lines. Again, you can right click and select it or type it in. Pop in the value. So I'm going to leave that one as a general fund. And this one is going to be for our Aid Overseas Fund. Once you've entered everything in, click on confirm and record, and that's that saved.